Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Autumn Equinox reading for 2024. I invite you to join me in closing your eyes, and we will take 3 nice deep breaths together to get our energy into sync across time and space. And with that third exhale, I invite you to imagine a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, going down deep into Mother Earth and grounding you here and now in this present moment, knowing that that tree root is not only anchoring you and grounding you, but it is providing you with a conduit through which anything that no longer serves can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for your new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and we are about to do the autumn equinox reading for 2024. My intention, as always, is to be a clear channel for the information we most need to receive right now, and to provide this in a manner that we will easily and effortlessly hear, understand, and integrate for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good. I'd like to call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening, as well as an overlighting angel of communication, to be present and facilitate this exchange, ensuring that it happens in the highest and best way possible, and that we cover all that is in our personal and our collective heart and mind at this time of the autumn equinox and the season that it brings for our highest and greatest good. I'd also like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container of light, of love, of healing, of transformation, of peace, of insight. Wherever you are included in this circle of light. Thank you, Raphael, for holding the east, Michael for holding the south, Gabriel for holding the west, and Uriel for holding the north. I'm so grateful you are here, holding us in such a beautiful way. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies and intentions is welcome to go now. And with that, let's begin. Here we are. Last of the flowers, the summer flowers, adorning our reading space, the altar. Creator, what is it that we most need to know in body, mind, heart, and spirit for our highest and greatest good? That we may become sensitive to these energies of the next season and align with them in the best way possible to be clearings of love and light and goodness on this planet. For our good, the good of those we love, our families, our communities, and this planet, our home, which we adore, and all life on her, that we may all rise and strive together to be our best. And so here we go, the reading for the Autumn Equinox 2024. Body, mind, heart, and spirit. And we'll do our foundation card because, well, it's good to know the energy that is below us. Smushing petals as we go. All right, body. We have the card of pruning. It's so interesting how often this card comes up. So clearly, on the level of the body, we are going to continue to clear things out, prune, cleanse, get things in order, remove things from our field that no longer serve us, so that we can be as clean and clear and aligned and free as we can be. It's important for us to continue to prune our tree of life so that more light and air circulates throughout, cutting off the dead, diseased, and crossing branches so that our tree of life has the best circulation and vitality, that we remove anything that is in the way of that vitality and well-being. So this is on the level of the body. This is us deliberately and intentionally doing things to make ourselves healthier and happier, more aligned and congruent, getting rid of anything extraneous, removing it from our field, saying no to things. And that's interesting because, of course, at this time of year, lots of things are starting up and there's a lot of interest in getting people participating. And while that is a wonderful thing, we need to be putting our energy where it is most congruent and aligned for us at this time. For this next season, we need to be traveling light, clean, and clear, doing our best to be as congruent and present in our experience as we can, and releasing and removing all the dead weight and extraneous noise from our field. So again, that can mean many, many different things, and this will speak to your consciousness, and you will know what this means in your own life because, well, your life is yours and you are the driver of the bus of your experience. And this is speaking to you on a bodily level. This is what we need to be doing, all of us this season, is just, again, reducing the clutter, reducing the noise, getting rid of the extraneous, simplifying our experience and our lives to the best of our ability so that we can be as congruent and lined up as possible with our yes, with our path, with our purpose, with that which we are here to do. Mind is the next card. And we have the Four of Hearts, and the name of the card is Reevaluation. And we have this individual who's taken time out from the busy world to reflect, to open one's box of treasures and go through and decide, what am I keeping? What am I releasing? It's similar to this quality. It's sort of this releasing, this deliberate paring down, this deliberate, intentional looking at life and saying, okay, where is it important that I put my energy and where is it important that I clean things up? So on the level of the mind, there's this sort of feeling of just taking a bit of a break, taking a little bit of a step back, which is interesting, again, because, of course, this season of September and coming into the energy of the equinox this time, it's almost like a new year. There's that back to school energy and back to the routine, and that can be very inspiring and helpful. And what this card is telling us is on the level of the mind, we need to take time to consider what's important to us so that we are not wasting our life force and our bandwidth and our energy and our attention. We need to come home to what's important. It's very interesting on the level of the body, clean and clear, taking care of ourselves, removing extraneous things from our field so that we can have our energy for what's important to us. And this is a similar quality. Let's take some time to reflect, not to be randomly all over the place, but say, okay, what is important? Where do I need to be intentional so that there isn't this randomness to the mind, but a more deliberate, intentional space around how we're being on the level of our mind, where we're putting our mental focus. That's super important right now because there's a lot of distraction and a lot of fear. And if we let ourselves go down that rabbit hole, we're not part of the solution. We're simply part of the cloud of fear and distress that energy is causing. When we live on purpose, when we live into our practice and into our dedication and vocation of showing up and discovering who we are and being the best version of ourselves that we can be, and keeping our energy light and focused, we are actually part of the solution, not contributing to the problem. So this is pretty important. What is important? What is the priority mentally so that there isn't a waste of bandwidth and focus and getting down to whatever work needs to be done. The next card, body, mind, heart. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And so on the level of the heart, we need to be remembering that as we sow, so shall we reap. This quality of putting energy into the world from the best place possible so that it comes back to us multiplied, because we want to be amplifying the good energy at this time. So on the level of the heart, if we can get into gratitude and appreciation and love and seeing the good in others and making the world a more beautiful place for having passed through it, simply by our frequency, by our vibration, by having a smile for our fellow human beings and being kind and considerate. All that good energy that we are putting out is going out into the world and having its impact and coming back to us amplified. So paying attention to what are we holding in our hearts on that emotional level? What are we nourishing? What are we feeding with our love and our attention and our gratitude and our appreciation? Because if we put that out into the world in good ways, it will come back to us. As I said, multiplied. That's the wheel of fortune. That's the quality of it. So as we feed our good out into the world, it comes back to us and we're nourished by it. So on the level of the heart, remember what we are creating. It's very deliberate and intentional. It's like clean things up, minimize distraction, get down to the heart of the matter. What is important? Pay attention to that. Be in that space. Give it your energy. Give it your focus. Do it from a space of love and intentionality, gratitude, appreciation, deliberate focus on that higher ideal energy, because that's what we're building collectively as humanity. And at this time on the planet, as we all know, there's lots of kookiness happening, lots of just bizarre things that just don't make sense from a rational perspective. It doesn't make sense to want to blow up the world. It doesn't make sense to want to create war, unless you're somebody who's going to profit from it, I suppose. But for the rest of us, for whom this is not the reality, for whom we want love, we want peace, we want kindness, we want tolerance, we want respect, we want a healthy planet, we want healthy soils and waters and air so that we can be healthy and our children can be happy and healthy. And we want individuals to be free to be who they are and to bring their gifts to life in wonderful ways, where we can support each other in doing that. We can have the satisfaction and fulfillment of seeing the good in somebody else and saying yes to it and evoking more from them so that they can bring themselves to the world in wonderful ways and give their gifts so they can be amplified and shared with everyone. That is the quality of the planet that we are wanting to pull towards us, or at least that's what I'm dreaming of. I'd love to know what you're dreaming of, because that's what we need right now. We need that vision, that beauty. What is it that we want? Where attention goes, energy flows. So we need to be very deliberate about where we're putting our focus, our attention, our energy, our intention. Spirit. And we have the Chariot. Fast forward momentum. So things are going to shift very, very quickly. That's why we need to keep it lean. That's why we have to travel light. That's why we need to be keeping our focus on what is important, so that as this speeds up, as that momentum builds, we're not carrying extraneous stuff that burdens us. We are, again, lean and mean keeps coming. I know there's somewhere other way probably that I could put it, but this ability to be responsive, not reactive, that we are limber and ready and congruent and aligned and able to flow with the rising energy of this time. The Earth is traveling through a region of space in our solar system, in our galaxy. This arm of the galaxy is going through an area of space that, well, either we've never been here before or it's been a very, very long time. It's a different quality of energy, and that is transforming us. It's transforming the planet. It's transforming everything. It may be one of the contributing factors to why the temperatures are rising, not only here, but my understanding is on neighboring planets as well. So just understanding that there are larger cycles at play here. And we, in our little human form, are part of those cycles. And we have our part to play that is really, really important. And it may not seem relevant. We may not see how it could possibly make any difference. And yet it does. Our choices are very impactful and important. So, being deliberate, staying on target, staying in alignment with our heart, staying in alignment with our yes, showing up, saying yes to our yes, keeping things lean and light, keeping things clean and clear, staying in gratitude and appreciation and loving what is in the world will help to transform things in good ways, so that as this energy and momentum picks up, because that's where we're at, we go with it. We flow with it with ease and grace, and we show up at the right place at the right time, say what we need to say, share our love, share our vision, and help to transform the collective field of humanity in positive ways. I'm glad you're here to help do this. And the foundation card, why we're having this reading, of course, well, we have rising of newness on the level of the heart, new connection, new opening, new feeling, new relatedness. It's the rising of the feminine. We've had a very sort of masculine perspective or a very yang kind of way of doing things. The feminine is rising now. This means more intuition. This means more telepathy. This means more connection. This means more understanding and rapid understanding, not from a language place, but from a felt place, transcending language. And so this foundation card is what we need to know at this time. Why we're having this reading for this equinox at this time is new beginnings on the level of the heart. This amazing energy that we are going into is very, very powerful. So clean and clear, keep it clean, keep on paying attention to what's important, letting go of what's extraneous, staying true and aligned and congruent, doing our best to do all that, letting go of extraneous stuff, and keeping one's life nimble. Nimble is the word I was looking for, light and nimble, so that we can be responsive. And then this heart level, remembering that what we're putting out into the world is going to come back to us. So it behooves us to be deliberate about that and to pay attention to that and not just be random and just spew nonsense or garbage out into the space of the planet, because that's what will come back to us. So staying wise and grounded and centered and responsive and heartfelt and kind and loving and appreciative, that beautiful energy will help to build more into your own personal field. And as a result of your connection to the human field, that will go out to all humanity. If we can all do this a little more, it will make a big difference. And then we have this picking up of the spiritual energy on the spiritual level. Things are going to change very quickly. We're being prepared. This is why this taking care of ourselves, leaning into our practice, having our meditations, having our yoga, qigong, tai chi, moving meditation, whatever it is that helps you to stay centered and grounded, at home in your body, at home in yourself, paying attention to your compass. That's all very, very important for us being nimble, aligned, and ready for this transition that we are in the midst of, because that momentum is picking up again. And then what we need to remember is this is new beginnings. New beginnings. We may be seeing stories about how it's all horrible and it's unfolding and terrible things, and that old story and the dystopian vision for the future, etc., blah, blah, blah. It's old. That is old. It is not the future we can create, that we are about to create. Especially when we get into our hearts and we get into our passion and we get into our yes, and we make beautiful tracks in that direction and get the energy circulating and moving. When we do that in our own experience and in relationship to others, facilitating that in our others' experience, that is a beautiful and incredible momentum in the direction of the good that we know is possible in our hearts. Lean into that. That's where it's at. It's really good reading, I have to say. Let's just summarize this, shall we? In a card to grow on. I can't remember if I do that normally or not, but feels like a good thing to do today. Okay. What is it, Creator? What is our card to grow on? Summarizing this beautiful message of this equinox, the autumn equinox. What do we need to know so we can stay as lined up and congruent and simple and clean and clear and heartfelt and ready for momentum as possible? The card of victory. What a splendid thing to pull. So, 6 of Wands, the generative energy of fire, Kundalini energy rising within us, harnessed in good ways and used to build that collective fire of making, of creating, of generation, of being makers on this planet. That's one of our functions as humanity, is We are powerful, powerful co-creators with life. We're here to create in a myriad of ways, each of us having our own unique talents and skills and abilities. And this card is reminding us that if we hold all that information that we had in that first spread, we will be victorious. Victory. We will be using our gifts on all levels, mental, emotional, spiritual, and heartfelt, in service to more life. And that is what we need to keep remembering. Are we in service to more life? Do we feel like we are lined up with the constant and beautiful unfolding of life on this planet at this time and beyond? Because, well, there's a lot more to this universe than we are aware of. But what's true is, from our human perspective, we're just right here, right now, doing our individual life, or the illusion of it, each of us in our own beautiful body, having our own unique, special, skills, abilities, talents, those things that light us up. That's where attention needs to be going, because that's where the fire and the generative potential is. And as we give that our yes, as we say yes to our yes every day, as we line up and we're congruent and we release what isn't serving us, that isn't aligned with our yes, we get lean and mean. Not really mean, you know what I mean. We get nimble and lined up, and we're able to do what we're here to do in an even bigger and better way, in service to ourselves. Because, well, let's face it, this is where it begins. Because when we do that service to ourselves, that is a gift to humanity. Each of us showing up and developing ourselves and becoming all that we're here to be is a wonderful, wonderful thing, not only for ourselves, but for everyone who knows us, and for our service to this beautiful planet. So, as we go forward, remembering it's all for us. Difficult stuff too. We can hold it. We were made for these times, and we will create a magnificent future going forward as we tap into our yes, and more of us rise and say yes to our yes, and say yes to each other, and we collectively build something absolutely outstanding. Start to dream it. What does it look like for you? What is it in your heart? And if you want, share it in the comments below, because we need visions. We need to have ideas. And when I tell you something like, oh, I want to have clean air and clean waters, and you go, oh yeah, I want that too. We all build a collective vision for humanity, which is where it's at. Okay. So that's our reading for the equinox. Nice deep breath. Come home to yourself. Take it in. Allow that information to just settle in your field. Knowing that you will remember and retain what is important. The information is in you, in your field. It will unfold perfectly at right timing, and you will remember what you need in every moment. Always coming home to that magnificent body through the breath, knowing that the body knows your yes and your no, and just paying attention lightly and easily from a lofty perspective of seeing things clearly from above. Creator, this is your daughter Titania. I am so grateful to be here once again. I'm grateful to do this equinox reading for the autumn of 2024. I'm grateful for each and every individual who is here sharing their energy and their vision, so that collectively we can get united and excited and inspired and rise victorious on this amazing wave of energy that is building and building and building, jumping in and surfing the wave of life at this time. I ask that you support us all and help us to find what we need to stay on target. Help us to remember to look for the good in each other, and to seek and affirm and evoke the highest and best in ourselves and each other every day, all the time, to the best of our ability, so we can collectively do our good work and make our contribution in magnificent ways. I want to thank all those who helped to hold this space today. I want to thank the guardian angels, the spirit of Heart's Home where I am today, and you for being here once again. adding your energy to mine and making this reading possible. It's a very good thing. If you're inspired, please share it with others. Let's build this light force energy together. We need positive energy on the planet at this time, and hopefully this is a beacon of that in your experience, and so potentially could be in others. I just want this to go out and be of service so that we can all go a little further together. Much love and light. I wish you a beautiful autumn equinox. Wherever you are, if you're moving into summer in the lower hemisphere, enjoy that rising sunshine. And here, if you are in the northern hemisphere with me, enjoy the quiet, the going in, the withdrawal of energy from the outside to the inside, and the cozy time and the quiet time to reflect and live in a way and be in a way that is more congruent and aligned than ever. Much love and light to each and every one of you, and I will see you in the reading of the week. Take good care. Bye for now.